The 14-day temporary restraining order against the NCAA has been extended to allow student athletes burdened by the association's transfer rule to play through winter and spring sports seasons. I'm joined by West Virginia Attorney General Patrick Morrisey, who is fighting for the student athletes in this case, to talk more about today's ruling and the impact it has on student athletes nationwide. Attorney General Morrisey, thank you for taking time out of your day to be here with us.
Hey, it's a good day to be with you, and it's a great day to be a Mountaineer.
Absolutely. So the first question I have for you is, I want to ask, can you tell us a little bit about what today's ruling meant and what impact this will have for student athletes nationwide?
Absolutely. Well, let's start on the immediate impact on West Virginia. As a result of the order that was signed by the judge today, the temporary restraining order that we is going to be extended through the end of the winter sports season. That means that Raekwon Battle and Noah Farrakhan are going to be able to play without any chilling effect through the remainder of the year. There was some concern after we obtained the temporary restraining order last week that the NCAA could come back and penalize them if the NCAA prevailed in a later court proceeding. That's off the table right now. So these kids are going to be able to play without fear of retribution or fear of the team losing losses. This is a huge win for the student athlete. For a long time, I've argued, let the kids play, and then we have to sort out the rules. Now we know that they'll be able to play, and then we'll be able to keep working and going back and forth with the NCAA to make sure that whatever rules they have on transfers, they're consistent with our antitrust laws.
Absolutely. So, Attorney General Morrisey, can you also tell us, why did you decide to take this cause up and stand by the student athletes? Because that's a big thing to do, and it's been great to see you do that.
Yeah, look, I think that the student athletes deserve an opportunity to play. And in West Virginia, we don't have professional sports. We have WVU, we have Marshall, and you want to see people take advantage of the athletic and economic opportunities in front of them. When I saw what the NCAA was doing to this good kid, to Raekwon Battle, who has a heck of a story, compelling. He testified at the hearing last week. I thought it was wrong, and that's why I wrote 2 letters up front to the NCAA. We weighed in very strongly. We indicated that we would be willing to go to court if they didn't accede to our request. They didn't. Then I worked with the Ohio Attorney General. Let me tell you, Dave Yost, if you're listening, people over in Marietta, Dave Yost did a heck of a good job for you. He's a darn good Attorney General. I work with him and many others in order to have a state-based coalition, 7 states, to sue the NCAA. Dave was our leader. We went in the Northern District of West Virginia, and now the result is anyone that was otherwise going to be subject to these transfer eligibility rules is going to have the benefit of our victory in court. And I'm just looking forward to seeing these kids play, but also then working with the NCAA to try to fix the rules that I think were pretty screwed up in the past.
Absolutely. So now I want to ask too, obviously this is a positive step in the right direction with today's ruling allowing athletes to be playing through the rest of the winter and spring seasons. But what are the next steps you would like to see with the transfer eligibility rule?
Yeah, well, look, I think that the 7 attorneys general are certainly willing to sit down with the NCAA. I talked with my colleague, Dave Yost, today, and he's been the leader of this effort, and I think that he's eager to sit down. I am too, and we need to have a rational rule that works for the student athlete. So I think sitting down is important, but we're still in court, by the way, and I think it's important for people not to forget the reason why we prevailed is that we alleged that they were violating the law. So that means that the organization needs to come into compliance and need to fix the problems of what goes on. The NCAA is not immune to the nation's antitrust laws, and we're going to make sure that those laws are continuously upheld. So I think the court case will proceed, but importantly, at least the athletes are not under the crosshairs now, and they get to play the season, which I think works out well.
Absolutely. It certainly does work out well. Now, one final question here before I let you go. Is there anything else you'd like to add about whether it's specifically today's ruling that came in or just about the case in general?
Look, I think that today is a reflection of a lot of work by 7 states, bipartisan, and we were fortunate that Raekwon Battle was able to testify. I appreciate the work done by Rocky Giannola, Raekwon's lawyer. So I think today is just a really good day where we were able to prevail and David was able to defeat Goliath. But we still have more work in front of us because we have to make sure that future generations of student athletes get to operate under rational policies that are evenly enforced. And I think the public is going to like that.
Absolutely. Well, Attorney General Morrisey, thank you so much for joining me here today. And I wish you the best of luck in your fight for the student athletes. You were doing such a great thing to allow them to be able to play here.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Of course. Mid-Ohio Valley, when we return, Phyllis Smith joins us with a look at what's coming up on WTAP News at 6. Don't go anywhere.